Ladies and gentlemen, I have learned a valuable lesson, and that is you have to know who to know and you have to know who to know. Don't worry, I'm going to get into it. Let me show you what I mean. Let's mix it up. Welcome to In the Mix at 6. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie. I hope you're ready. Yeah, we're talking today about knowing your no. Come on, hit the thumbs up on the video. Let's go. Let's go. Let's smash the thumbs up button. Let's blast off. Come on, hit the thumbs up button. Yes. Like the video, we're talking about knowing your no, how to create healthy boundaries. Ooh, let's get spicy. You know, a lot of people talk a lot about healthy boundaries and just boundaries in general, but we don't necessarily get into the whole aspect of really how to create those healthy boundaries and even what that looks like as we're talking about know your no. Here's the thing about healthy boundaries are defined as limits that you establish and clearly express. That's what boundaries are. It's limits that you establish and that you clearly express. Essential to building healthy relationships, cultivating healthy relationships. Real primary examples when it comes to emotional intelligence and relational intelligence. Here's what I have learned, especially when it comes to building healthy boundaries and even thinking about oftentimes what that looks like. Here's the thing, the only people who get upset about you setting boundaries are the ones who are benefiting from you having none. Yeah, let me say that again. Let me say that again. Come on, family, type know your no. Know your no. I can just end the show off of that quote alone. I can end the show off of that statement. The only people who, in many cases, were upset about you setting boundaries are the ones who benefited from you having none. And here's what boundaries do for you. It allows you to say, listen, you just can't treat me any old kind of way. Just can't talk to me any old kind of way. Why? Because I'm standing 10 toes down on what I said today and yesterday. What does scripture say? Let your yea be yea. Let your no be no. Why? Because anything betwixt the two, between the two, is really just giving the double place. And something that we got to realize is here that your life can't operate like a Pharrell and Robin Thicke song, blurred lines. Too many people operating in confusion and delusion. Sometimes your healing attracts people who are hurting. Come on. Sometimes your healing attracts people who are hurting. Some people are attracted to you not only because they're looking for love, but some people are attracted to you because they're looking for help. Yeah, some people see you as their particular therapist. Some people see you as their particular counselor. Some people see you as their particular advocate, and they expect you to fix them. Now you find yourself not in a healthy relationship, but here's what you do. You find yourself in a rehabilitation ship. Yeah. You trying to fix somebody who's broken, been broken into little pieces. Find yourself trying to rehabilitate a man dealing with issues in his adulthood that he never remedied from his childhood. Trying to heal the grown boy, trying to heal in a grown woman, the little girl who was never valued, validated, appreciated, loved. He was never affirmed. She was never loved. What did Dr. Sigmund Freud say? Dr. Sigmund Freud said, we are in adulthood what we have experienced in childhood. Sometimes the light in you, sometimes the light within attracts people like a moth to a flame. And here's what you got to do. You got to establish healthy boundaries for yourself so you don't hold on to people. I need you to hear me, that you should love from a distance. Why? Because here's the thing. Whatever you resist persists. Got to draw a line in the sand. Got to stand on business with it. Got to stand 10 toes down while you wear your crown. Got to establish boundaries so you don't hold on to people that you should love from a distance. It's a thin line between boundaries and no boundaries. Got to create healthy boundaries. Got to create space for yourself. Have to communicate your wants. Got to communicate your needs. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. Beyond Netflix and chill, can you network and build? Because here's the thing. If you don't know what you want, somebody's going to decide what you get. Generally going to be what you don't want. But how do you know what you don't want if you don't know what you do want? So does the person who doesn't know what they want. Oh yeah, you may lose out on the date, but here's what you gain. You really gained a greater level of love, gained a greater level of self-respect, gained a greater level of self-esteem, gained a greater level of self-concept. Why? Because this is what you said. Listen, these are my principles. These are my values. This is what I live by. This is who I am. And the reason I can boldly be who I am simply because I know whose I am. I need you to keep in mind, you never really lose what wasn't meant for you in the first place. You really don't lose the person when you start communicating your boundaries. Why? Because they benefited from you having none. Now they get upset because you got some. They get upset because you got some gumption now. They get upset because you got some backbone now. You never really lose what was never meant for you in the first place. You also need to find out if that person has some boundaries as well. Listen, it's no benefit for you to be the only person with some boundaries. Come on, family, type boundaries. Type boundaries. Come on, family, type stand on business. No. Don't stand on business. Stand on business. Stand on business with your boundaries at the job. Stand on business with the boundaries in the relationship. Stand on business with the boundaries and how you do business. Stand on business with the boundaries with the promises that you make. need to find out what someone else's boundaries and standards are for themselves. Because here's the thing, if they don't have any boundaries, if they don't have any standards, how do you expect them to uphold yours? If they don't have any boundaries and they don't have any standards, how do you expect them not to encroach on yours? If they don't have any boundaries or standards, how do you expect them to respect yours? Because generally, if they don't have it, they're most likely not going to respect yours. And what you got to do, you got to be honest about your boundaries. Because here's the thing about boundaries, boundaries are not threats, boundaries are not demands. Here's what boundaries are desires. The boundaries are expectations. Yeah, see, a lot of us, you calling it boundaries is not a boundary, it's a threat. You're confusing demands for boundaries. This is my expectation. These are my desires. This is how I expect to live my life. This is how I expect if you're going to be in my life, don't be trife. Yeah, don't be trifling. Why? Because here's the thing. My boundaries are in the place to where I'm not walking in a place of duality. I made a decision. Why? Because here's the thing. I know my no. And if you tell me no to my boundaries, fine. No is new opportunity. No backwards is on, and I'm on to the next project, on to the next one, on to the next opportunity. Cause I'm on. Don't even wipe me down. I'm drenched in favor. Here's what we have to do. We have to stop trying to repaint the colors of people who showed us who they were in black and white. You got to stop trying to repaint the colors of people. When people show you who they are, I believe it was Maya Angelou who said this, the great Maya Angelou. People show you who they are, believe them the first time. See, you want to believe somebody 50 times down the line, seeing 50 different variations of their personality. No, you saw the right one the first time. Mm-hmm. And that's why it is good, even before you do business with somebody, to go through the seasons with people. See how people act. Go through the seasons with people in relationships. See how they are. Because here's the thing, that representative is going to wear off. And here's the thing, when it wears off, it's going to wear on you. And check this out. There's some dispositions that you don't want to wear. Where are you? Let me locate you. Listen, you know with some designers you don't want to wear. Mm-hmm. I don't care how much it costs. It looks ugly. Big old shoes. Look like you got bowling balls in the front and the back. Keep your $2,000. Keep them shoes all the way over there. I don't want them. I ain't gonna wear it. Expensive looking on the outside. Expensive price tag, but it's just ugly. Some people's attitude is like that. Some people's disposition is like that. Very handsome, he may be. Very dolled up, she may be. But when you really get to know them, you don't want to flow them. Yeah. Listen, you got to know them to flow them. And here's the thing. Sometimes when you get to know them, you don't want to flow them. You got to cut the flow off. Got to create the, and here's the thing. You don't create the boundaries a year down the line. You create the boundary in the beginning. You trying to go, you trying to go through the back door when you should have went through the front door. Y'all don't like this. It's tight, but it's going to be right. I have to create healthy boundaries. I create healthy boundaries by communicating in a manner, these are my expectations. I create healthy boundaries by communicating in a manner, these are my principles, these are my values. This is how I live my life. And here's the thing, oftentimes, your boundaries speak for themselves in how you live your life without ever opening up your mouth. Why? Because you as an individual, you become a testament. You become a testimony. You become the truth or the lie. Men lie, women lie, boundaries don't lie. It's the truth. And oftentimes, what we have done, we have allowed people to pull the strings in our lives. We have allowed people to project what they're going through onto us. We have allowed people to take their animosity and their anger and their lack of identity out on who it is that we are as an individual. And now, based on it, it has skewed our own self-perception. And here's what it has done. It has caused us to walk on eggshells. Well, I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to, be dismissive to anybody. I don't want to upset the equilibrium. I don't want to upset the apple cart. No, I'm flipping tables like Jesus did. Here's the thing. Whenever I've been called mean by somebody, it's always from somebody who couldn't manipulate me. Think about this. Think about it. Well, she just so mean. He just mean. Yeah, because you couldn't manipulate. I come to pull out all the edges. Well, I ended the series on sore, talking about don't pluck it out. Today I am. I ain't plucking your feathers. Today I'm plucking your edges. That's what it is. Too often you are living your life. We are living our lives walking on eggshells. Versus sticking to our guns. Come on, family. Hit the thumbs up button on this. Hit the thumbs up button on this video. Listen, I'm going to take a sip and slip into a little bit more truth. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But here's what I want you to do. Don't stick and stay. Don't you go nowhere. Because after these messages, I guarantee you, we'll be right back. Hey, what's up, family? Have you checked out my resources to grow your greatness? Yeah, I'm talking about to grow as an author and a speaker. You want to get my bestseller book blueprint. Somebody's waiting for you to write that book. Let me show you how to do it. I'm giving you all the strategies of what I've used to be a best-selling author of 16 books. Surely I know something to help you. Go and get my bestseller book blueprint, as well as whenever you write a book, people are going to ask you to talk about it. You want to get my successful speaker strategies. It's a amazing video tutorial download 4.5 hours of just content of what it is that I do to share of how to communicate and really to connect as you're communicating. Your words are a paintbrush. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? I guarantee you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com/store and grow your greatness. Get all the resources. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words, much less better strategies. Got the strategy, structure, and solutions to take your life to another dimension, giving you systems, saving yourself time, energy, and money. Yeah, 2024 is your year for more. Go to theeaglesacademy.com/store. Here's the thing is we're talking about boundaries. We're talking about knowing your no. Got to understand this. Boundaries are not barriers. Boundaries are not walls. Boundaries are a bridge. And here's what you do with the bridge. You decide who to allow in and you decide who to keep out. That's what you do. Why? Because you're the governor of your bridge. You don't have to build a wall. You don't have to build barriers. But I can construct a bridge. And I can decide who I'm going to allow in and who I'm going to keep out. Who I'm going to love from a different level of proximity. And here's the thing. There are some people in your life, because we always talk about kicking folks out of your life and all this stuff. There's some people in your life. Here's the thing. You don't have to fire. You can reassign that individual. Yeah. They were close over here. Maybe they should be a little bit over there. I'm not excommunicating you. I'm not exiling you. I'm just reassigning you. I'm realigning some things in my life. There's some people in your life that you have to hire. There's some people that you need to fire. There's some people that you need to demote. There's some people that you need to promote. There's some people that you just need to reassign. Yeah. Think about, I watch basketball often. There was a coach for the Celtics by the name of Brad Stevens. Coached the Celtics. If I'm not mistaken, even to the NBA Finals. They didn't win. I believe they played against I don't know if it was against the Warriors that year. I'm not sure. Went to either the Eastern Conference Finals or they went to the Finals, one of the two. Brad Stevens is no longer the coach of the Celtics. Here's what he's been done. Here's what has been done to him and his job. Brad Stevens has now been replaced by a different coach, but Brad Stevens is now in the front office of the Celtics. He was relieved of his duties as a coach, but he was reassigned in the specific organization. I'm not firing him. I'm not putting him all the way out. I'm not excommunicating him. I'm not exiling you. I've just reassigned you. Let's see how you work in this particular position. Simply because I've made a particular decision. And here's the thing. Oftentimes, we have become so hurt by people in previous relationships. We become so hurt by people in our previous encounters and previous connections in yesteryears past of our childhood and our adolescence into adulthood. That here's the thing. Now we operate out of a place of cynicism. Now, oftentimes, some people operate out of a place of narcissism. Sometimes people operate out of a place of skepticism. Some people operate out of a place of suffering in silence. To where here now, they've built up so many walls simply because they're suspicious of everybody else. And hear me, if you're suspicious of somebody else, I guarantee you, they can sense your sonar. And they're going to eventually become suspicious of you. Send me your location. Let's focus on communication. Listen, if you're not part of our amazing Eagles Academy, come on, family, Eagles family, come on, Drop some eagle emojis in the chat. Communication is key, especially when you're enunciating and expressing your boundaries. I want you to be a part of our amazing Eagles Academy, empowering you to soar into success and purpose, greatness, growing your greatness. Don't just soar as high as your dream, you soar as high as your team. Join us, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed. There's at least 5 of you who are watching me now who need to join. Go, go, go. Go right now. Oftentimes, due to the hurt that we have experienced, some of us become so hurt that we ain't going no place but the grocery store. Work in the grocery store, that's it. You ain't even going to the gym. Don't let yourself go. Don't let your life go. So hurt that you don't even buy yourself no roses. So hurt that you don't even take yourself out to dinner. So hurt that you stay in a place of isolation, solitary confinement in many cases, emotionally. Simply because you become so locked in because somebody locked you out of what it is that you felt that you should step into. And when you think about life, you think about where oftentimes we are as individuals. Everybody seems to be having a Janet Jackson moment. Why? Because they're asking, what have you done for me lately? When the real question is, what have you done for yourself? When the real question is, what boundaries have you set for yourself? Because here's the thing, if you can't set any boundaries for yourself, you'll never be able to set any boundaries, particularly in a relationship. Come on. Certain foods that you know you shouldn't be eating, set the boundary. Work that you know that you should be doing, but you keep on procrastinating on, set the boundary. Why? So that I can live a productive life, so that I can live a healthy life, so I can tap into my true identity, family type identity. Type identity. One way to I unveil your identity is to identify the boundary. My identity is in my identification. What is thwarting me? What is stopping me? What is stifling me from tapping into my true identity? Sad thing is this. When you only have droplets left, simply because you poured out so much and now you just left with an empty cup. Why? Because here's the thing. Oftentimes, this is what we've done. We've made everybody else's emergency ours. Everybody's emergency is not yours. And then people get upset simply because you don't acquiesce to their emergency. Yeah, some people live their life when they want to communicate. When I tell you to jump, I expect you to ask me how high. What? Those are the same individuals who you're jumping oceans for that wouldn't even walk puddles for you. You bending over backwards for them, and they won't even be your chiropractor. Pouring out so much, but not being poured back into. Tired of being empty. Here's what I need to do. Here's what you need to do. Need to do. You need to be overflowing into limitless love, limitless joy, limitless opportunities. And here's the thing. Sometimes in order to be limitless, you have to create certain limits. Let me talk to you. You are not Pinocchio. Stop letting people pull your strings. You're not Pinocchio, but you keep lying to yourself and your nose keeps growing long. Money ain't growing long. Keep shortening. Ideas not growing long. Keep shortening. Opportunities aren't increasing, they're shortening. Simply because you haven't told the truth to you about you. You're allowing people to pull your strings simply because you don't have any boundaries. I- Some, come on, somebody just put some scissor emojis in the chat. Your price is way too high. You need to cut it. Come on, cut the crap. Cut the noise. Cut the excuses. Cut all the reasons why it won't work. Cut. Will they like me if I, if I tell them really how I feel? Will my family not like me if I say, this happened to me in certain times in my life and da 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 da, and I didn't really like how I was treated, this, that, and the other way? Walking on eggshells. Stop allowing people to pull your strings. Stop allowing people to push your buttons as if you were an elevator. Hmm? Dictating and deciding how high or low you go. I need you to hear me on this. There are some people in your life who never realize how hard you were riding with them. There are some people in your life who never realize how hard you were riding for them until you decided to screech, halt, and stop. Some people don't realize how hard you're riding for them until you decided to park. Hmm? And here's what people do. Remember, I told you there are some people who say, well, you just so mean. Well, you didn't have to say it like that. I didn't raise my voice. Hmm? Here's what they're really saying. When people say you've changed, what they're really saying is this. Drum roll, please. Well, yeah. Well, you changed. You don't seem to be the same way no more. You don't change. What's wrong with you? Hmm? You know how they do you. They start, popping that neck. They start, snapping their fingers, do the step. You could do it all by yourself. Let me see you do it. They start, giving you the business in Z formation. 3 snaps and a neck roll. You know how they do. When people say you've changed, listen, what they're really saying is this. I don't like the way I can't manipulate you anymore. Did you hear what I just said? They're talking in code. Well, you've changed now. You different. You think you better. What's all these boundaries for now? New me who this? You know how you be. You know how you are. When you get that new hairdo, can't nobody tell you nothing. Bro, when you get that lineup, you get that crispy cut, can't nobody tell you nothing. Right? They think you're acting brand new now, like you just got a new hairdo, like you got a new haircut, like you got a fresh lineup, like you're crispy. People say you've changed. What they're really saying is, I don't like the way I can't manipulate you anymore. You know you're in the hands of a manipulator when you feel bad for what they did to you. Let me say it twice because I know it's oh so nice. People say you've changed. What they're really saying is, I don't like the way I can't manipulate you anymore. You know you're in the hands of a manipulator when you feel bad for what they did to you. They're making you feel bad for your boundaries. Hmm? You can't be Pinocchio no more. You got to be real. Come on, family. Type real. Type real. Please forgive me for my brash delivery. We're talking about knowing your no. I got to know who to know then I got to know who to know. What up, though? I got to know who to know. Then I got to know who to know. Mm-mm. Yeah. Some people you ain't got to cut out of your life. You just need to reassign them. All right, I got to move you over here. Mm. Come on. You know how it is when you see when you supposed to be chaperone, you supposed to be babysitting. You babysitting brother and sister or two brothers, whatever the case may be, two sisters, and they just won't leave each other alone. All right, I got to move you over here. You go over there. You go over there. Two kids in the classroom. You move your seat over there. I'm gonna move your seat over there. We're gonna create some distance in here. I'm not sending you to the principal's office. I'm not putting you in the hallway. I'm not throwing you out the class. I'm not throwing you out my life. I'm just reassigning you. Why? Because I've got a wheel alignment. Yeah, I got a wheel alignment. I had to take my car in to the shop, to the dealership the other day. Not for anything. My car's in great condition. But what I got a recall notice in the mail. Opened it up. I said, "Oh boy, I gotta take this thing in." On the recall notice, it said, hurry up, make an appointment ASAP, as soon as you can. Said it shouldn't take more than 30 minutes. I'm like, cool, bet. Schedule an appointment. Report to the appointment last week or a week or so. Guy says to me, "Are you sure you made an appointment?" I said, "What do you mean? Am I sure I made an appointment?" I talked to a guy, gave the guy's name. "Well, we don't see you in the system." "You better see me in the system." Apologies left and right, this, that, and the other. Felt as if I was wasting my time. Reassign me for another week. And y'all know how I am. As I told you that story about me in New Orleans with the hotel situation. I don't like to make a big fuss of things. So go to the appointment the next week. Say to the guy, "Well, how long is it going to take?" I said, "It says right here on the letter, it should be about 30 minutes. He said, "Well, with the nature of this recall, I don't know why they put 30 minutes on here. We this might be a couple hour process." I said, "Okay, bet. I'll just, I got my computer with me. I'll stay in the waiting room." Guy comes to me, he says, "Dr. Connor, we want to let you know that this is going to take a little bit longer." I said, "Okay, well, I need to stay a couple more hours beyond that. I got my computer. I'm cool." He said, "Well, we could take you back home, da da da. It's going to take some time to work on this car." I said, "So, okay. By the end of business today, I should have it?" "We hope so. Yeah, I believe so." I'm like, "Well, what about me getting a loaner car?" "Well, we're all out right now. We're all out. We're all out. Take me back home, this, that, and the other." Car wasn't done that night. Car wasn't done the next day. You better believe I got a loaner the next day. Right? Here's what I realize. There are some things in your life that you have to recall so that you can readdress. You got to recall some things in your life so that you can add some redress to. Why? Because here's what you do. Oftentimes, whenever you're going in to get your vehicle fixed, you're going to get an A service, a B service. Here's what happens. You generally get a wheel alignment. Why? Because of the bumps, the potholes, the uneven pavement. the roads that are not in perfect condition, the roads that are wrecked, the emotional potholes that oftentimes we hit in life, the things that were supposed to be boundaries that wound up putting us out of alignment. And here's what we need. We need a will alignment. I'm not talking about WHEEL. I'm talking about WILL. Come on, somebody type will alignment. WILL. I have to get my alignment connected to God's will for my life. Why? Because here's the thing. When I have a will alignment, what scripture say? I will bless the Lord at all times. Only 2 times to praise God. Only 2 times to thank God. When you feel like it and when you don't. When I have a particular will alignment that's connected to his will, now I'm in divine alignment with my divine assignment. And when I'm in alignment with my divine assignment, here's what I'm able to do. I'm able to execute with particular boundaries. Why? Because I've recalled and redressed certain things in my life that need to be fixed. And here's the thing. Everything doesn't get fixed episodically. Everything doesn't necessarily get fixed quickly. Sometimes it takes days. Sometimes it takes months. Sometimes it is in that place of even isolation that moves you into a greater place of revelation. And the revelation takes you to a greater place of elevation. But it only takes place in that process of aligning your will to his, to say, not my will, but your will be done. Why? Because when I have that particular alignment, here's the thing. Potholes don't throw me off. Attitudes don't throw me off. People's disposition doesn't throw me off. Why? Because I've had emotional maintenance. I've gotten relational maintenance, interpersonal maintenance, maintenance on my attitude, maintenance on my disposition, maintenance on stop on that which stops me from blaming other people for why I am where I am. Maintenance to where I stop projecting my anger on people who had nothing to do with where I am in my life. Maintenance on here it is. I've gotten to this place of healing so much that I refuse to go back to what harmed me. I've done too much work to heal. I can't afford to not create a boundary, a healthy boundary, to where you don't see it as a barrier, but now you embrace it as a blessing simply because you got boundaries yourself. Yeah, I know my no. And since I know my no, here's what I'm able to do. I'm able to say yes to my purpose. I'm able to say yes to the right opportunity. I'm able to say yes to the right people in my life because I will know them by their fruit. I'm able to say yes to the right people and no to the wrong ones. I'm able to do some realignments in my life. I'm able to reassign certain people. Why? Because I've recalled what I needed to redress and I've answered the call that God has on my life. Come on, family, type answer the call. Answer the call. Answer the call of setting healthy boundaries. Answer the call of knowing your no. Answer the call of valuing you. Answer the call of healing. So that you're not hurting and harming yourself. Answer the call. Stop stalling on your calling. Hmm? So you can start living above the mental missiles, the emotional snipers, the guerrilla warfare grenades against your mind, the weapons of mass destruction, and walk in a place of revelation because you revealed what you needed. You revealed who you were. You revealed who you are. And you've tapped into the power of identity by standing on business with your boundaries. Family, I want you to sow where you grow. This is a great place to sow where you grow. Boundaries are not barriers. Boundaries are blessings. Beloved, I wish that you would prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prospers. Health is your wealth. Healthy boundaries create a wealth of love, a wealth of value, a wealth of life. I want you to sow into your interpersonal wealth. Notice I didn't say anything about tangible wealth. Didn't say about wealth that's oftentimes trying to be shown in cars and clothes and shoes and skirts and shirts. I'm talking about interpersonal wealth, the immaterial self. I want you to sow where you grow. This is a great place to sow. This is a great place to grow. In the Mix at 6 is a channel for change and breaks chains. Yeah, you're tuned into a channel for change that's on assignment to break chains. That's giving you, here it is, a wheel alignment. Got to connect my wheel to his. Some of you can sow $20. Some of you can sow $50. Some of you can sow $100. Somebody, maybe you can sow $1,000. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I want you to sow into living your best life. I want you to sow into an abundant life. Breaks chains, moves you to a greater place of purpose, promise, possibility, and potential. You could do that via Zelle, EddieConnorJr, or Gmail, Cash App, $ Access Identity. As you sow, I want you to name your seed. PayPal, you can do that as well. As you sow, I want you to name your seed. Maybe you're naming your seed confidence. Maybe you're naming your seed clarity. I'm believing and I'm joining my faith to yours 30, 60, 100-fold. Maybe you're naming your seed financial increase. Maybe you're naming your seed overflow. Maybe you're naming your seed I know my no. I don't know what you're naming your seed, but I want you, as you sow your seed, to name your seed. I want you to, in many cases, declare and decree what you want your seed to do for you. That's why I want you to name it. I want you to name it to claim it. Declare and decree what you expect God to do for what it is that you sow into good ground. If you want to be a sponsor for this show, email me, info@eddieconnor.com. We have various levels to where you can be a sponsor for the show to highlight your business. Or if you just want to just sow out of the goodness of your heart, you can do that too. And the Mix of 6 is a place that we are on assignment with a mission and a vision. As I said before, to be the channel for change that breaks chains, that empowers you to grow, to soar into a greater level of success and purpose. And so We need certain things such as equipment, 4K cameras, particular lights, particular ancillary aspects of microphones and production equipment. Why? So that we can make this program better than even what it is right now. And so, what does your seed do? Your seed helps to meet our need. Why? Because this is not just my show, this is our show. Come on, family, type ours. Ours. It's ours. That's why there's hours and hours and hours worth of content on this channel. Because here's the thing, I don't show up for me, I show up for you. The downloads that I receive are on assignment to push you into your greater destiny and receive what it is that God has for you. So I want you to sow even now. You see the information there in the descriptions on social media, but also in the description on YouTube and on the lower thirds as well. Family, I hope you got something from this. I've got a number of different resources that are out there that I know will speak life into your life, that will take your vision to another dimension. I've written 16 books out there. If you don't have any of my books, go ahead and get them. Maybe we can flash a few of them on the screen. You can get a signed copy at EddieConnor.com/shop. Books are available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, iTunes, Audible. Readers are leaders. If you're going to lead, you need to read. Most illiterate person, not the one who can't read, is the one who can read but won't read. Got a number of different books out there, and I'm not just writing books. I'm showing you how to write books. Get my bestseller book blueprint, showing you how to become a best-selling author. Just get your product out there. Take your manuscript to the marketplace. Very, very important to do. Successful speaker strategies, how to communicate with greater clarity, confidently, be compensated for it. Compensation and communication there's a connection between those two. TheEaglesAcademy.com/store. Family, I hope you got something from this. Should we do part 2 of Know Your No? Yeah, if we should do part 2, just type part 2. Part 2. Got a little bit more to share with you. Family, in the mix of 6 is out of time, but you know I'm not out of truth. Like that poetic genius Tupac Shakur said, there's no way I can pay you back. But my plan is to show you that I understand. So I want you to know that you are appreciated. So what I want to do, I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. And this is how we roll each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for In the Mix at 6 on the digital airwaves of social media, but also on YouTube. Family, hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up the video. I'm grateful for the comments, but I need the thumbprint. Why? Because YouTube, not my rules, YouTube rules. For the channel to grow, they need thumbs. They need you thumbs upping the content so that they can share it with more people, so that the message can grow, and so that we can go and soar to another level. So hit the thumbs up button. Don't just put the thumbs up button in the chat. I need you to actually hit the thumbs up button, as a matter of fact. Family, follow me on social media at EddieConnorJr, EddieConnorJr. Y'all keep showing love. I'm going to keep showing up. And of course, if I can help you, if I can serve you in any way, please reach out to me. I'd love to come and speak at your event. Holla at me. Reach out to me. info@EddieConnor.com. Book me to speak at your event, your podcast. your church, your conference, your community center, your college, your school, your session, your workshop. Let's make it do what it do. I would be honored to empower you. Reach out to me. Let me know for sure. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother from another mother. Family, has been fun, but I got to run. But I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy beyond measure. But I want you to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, and brighter. Peace and love. Keep soaring higher. Breaking news. This message is for you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You don't just soar as high as your dream. You soar as high as your team. Why are you not a part of our team? Our Eagles community team, where it's all about soaring into success and greater purpose. I want you to go right now and join us. Yeah, right now. Go to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, and I guarantee you're going to be transformed. Your mindset, you're going to maximize that. You're going to strengthen your skill set. You're going to build your tool set. You're going to heal your heart set, find serenity in your soul set, and be an asset in any environment. It's time to grow in your greatness, in your business, in your relationships, in your purpose, with individuals who are already growing. And we have a motto in our community where a win for me is a win for you. A win for you is a win for us too. Let's win together. Come on, join us. Experience the transformation. Experience the celebration. Experience the opportunity. Experience not just information, but implementation. As I coach, as I teach, as I train, as I mentor you and show you how to use strategy, structure, and solutions to take your vision to another dimension. Meet us there. Join us there. I can't wait to see your face in our digital space. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, and let's be transformed together. Spread your wings, and we'll win over and over again. See you there.